Okay, guys, so I've got Jenni Sue Hoepper here with me today. It's going to be a thrilling interview. We're very, very privileged to have the first Daily M Female Player of the Year from 2015. Is that correct, Jen?
When's this one, sorry?
Daily M winner, 2015. Is that correct, mate?
Yeah, 2015. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
that was a good year for me.
we're very, very honoured, guys, to have Jenni Sue Hoepper, North Queensland girl, PNG representative, Australian representative, World Cup winner, Queensland representative, North Queensland representative, and also Townsville representative. So Jen Sue has definitely achieved many heights in our game, and I feel very honoured to have someone of her quality, especially promoting women's rugby league. She also works for the NRL, does a fantastic job as well in what you do for the game. So welcome aboard, Jen.
Thanks for having me. Yeah. So good to be, I guess, sharing with, all the North Queenslanders. And yeah.
So, Jen, how did you get into rugby league, mate? Obviously, you would have showed interest from a young girl. Was
Yeah,
it around family and that?
yeah, definitely. So I've got three older brothers. So two of them both played footy. So yeah, I started off playing a bit of hockey with my sister, but that didn't work out because I always was a bit of a tomboy. So yeah, played in the backyard with my older brothers, and then finally mum let me start playing footy. So once I got the go ahead, yeah, signed up to club in Cairns and started playing footy with the boys.
So how old were you when you first started playing junior league?
10, yeah. So yeah, under 10s signed up for Cairns Brothers. So yeah, no, that was good. Older brothers played for brothers. So yeah, been always sort of been a bit of a fish. Yeah.
So, Jen, obviously, once you got through to 12 years old, 13 years old, unfortunately, back then we didn't have the great pathways we have now, mate, for junior girls and women's rugby league. So you had to wait a few years,
Yep.
but you certainly made your mark when you come back as a 17-year-old, I believe, and you hit the
Yeah.
stardom straight away, really, didn't you?
Yeah. So I think my first year playing women's in Cairns. So I grew up watching, them develop the women's league there, and I was excited because I couldn't wait to be a part of it. So yeah, when I was 17, started playing, played for Kangaroos women's, but unfortunately that was the last year that they had the women's comp running in Cairns. So after I finished school, I ended up moving to Brisbane. Yeah, my older siblings were living down there, so I moved down there and ended up joining up to a club down there, and yeah, it sort of took off from there.
And from there, mate, like you said, it certainly did take off. You broke into the Queensland side. Tell us about that experience, mate, when you first represented the Queensland Maroon ladies. That would have felt something special for you, and it was really the start of big things for you to go on.
Yeah, definitely. So, I guess I played my first season and I didn't make any. I only made the Southeast Queensland team, but I didn't make any representative teams. And then the following year, yeah, I got the call up and I come off the bench. So yeah, I remember that one clearly because I come off the bench and I was luckily enough, one of the girls who was playing in the centres, she sort of had an injury sort of early in the first half. So I was like, all right, this is my chance. So just give it my all, get to have more game time coming off the bench. And then it was, World Cup was coming up. And then after that game, they actually announced the team for the World Cup. So, I already sort of heard that, they already had the team sort of down, this was just the last sort of opportunity. So I was sort of for Queensland, they named all the Queensland girls first. And then they named all the New South Wales girls, but I was the last one to be called out. So yeah, I was stoked.
What was the initial feeling, mate, when you got that call for the World Cup squad? Like, obviously you would have been so proud, and I know your mum's one of your greatest supporters of your sport, mate, in rugby league. What did you feel when you found out that moment?
Yeah, so it was really like I was shocked because we were sitting there. Like they had a bit of a function after our Queensland and New South Wales game. So we were sitting at the table, and like I had my mum and that there, but they were at a different table. So I was sitting there, and I was hearing them calling all the names of the Queensland girls who were named in the World Cup squad. So I was sort of, I was happy just to be there and be around, a lot of the older girls who, just looked up to, and yeah. And then all of a sudden they called out my name, and I was like what? Like, is this for real? Yeah, I didn't expect that. I didn't even, I was like, oh, I didn't think I had much of a chance. I just was enjoying playing footy and learning, and yeah, that opportunity came. So definitely made the most of it.
Was there any other girls that you played with from North Queensland that you looked up to, Jen, and had an influence on helping you throughout your career so far?
So definitely at the start when I moved to Brisbane, so I didn't really know too much of who the girls were, like who the Australian girls were, all that sort of stuff. I only just started to, I guess, find out who they were from playing against them. But living in Cairns, I didn't really know. The only other person who was a big influence sort of at the beginning when, just started playing women's was Heather Ballinger. So Heffy, yeah, she definitely was a big influence, coming through. And, obviously Renee Kunst, she's a big influence on, on the field and off the field, coming from North Queensland as well. I know that she was back and forth, sort of living in Brisbane and back to Mackay, that sort of stuff. So, but I've seen, I think a lot more of Heather, playing alongside her for Kangaroos as well that first year when I was 17. So, but in saying that, a lot of the older girls were very supportive. Like as soon as part of the Queensland team, they were all very supportive and encouraging. Yeah, sort of took me under their wing. Yeah,
It's nice that you mentioned Renee and Jenni Sue, because along with them two and yourself, mate, you three guys, absolute superstars of our women's rugby league game, and you've really paved the way for young North Queensland girls and women to come through our pathways. So it's a full credit to you three guys and what you've done, because obviously the three of you have travelled many, many miles and made many sacrifices now for these girls to have these pathways put in place without them having to go too far away from home. So I'm sure your legacies that'll be left behind will be in great stead for many years. So it's full credit to all of you.
Yeah, I also forgot to mention so Deanna Turner.
Yeah.
So yeah, from Mackay as well. So she was also a big part of our team, and I know that she played many positions, and she's doing a lot of coaching now for the young girls, which is great to see.
How good, yeah. I'll put something together here to show you, Jen, a little bit of a surprise for you. I'll put a little bit of a collage of some achievements in that. I'll just bring it up here for you. You see it there?
Yeah, I hate all. Not a big fan of all my my facials when I play. Drunk for real, but yeah.
There's looking at some of these pictures, mate, would obviously bring some fabulous memories for you. When I was putting it together, I was just looking at it, and there's so many monumental moments there. So we might start off with, obviously, you've been basically a North Queensland girl a big chunk of your life. How does it feel like this year you captained Townsville and you obviously went on to represent North Queensland and Queensland? putting back your time and your effort and everything into the North Queensland girls and that. Do you feel really honoured to lead them girls around the park?
Yeah, definitely. I guess, you know, when I first started coming through and playing footy, I was always sort of the young one in the team. And so I'd always be sort of the quiet one and just, you know, follow the lead. But to now, I guess, be able to lead the other girls out from, you know, all the young ones coming through. Yeah, I was just like, oh, you know, I have to be the lead and I have to try and lead now by example, which I've always tried to. But yeah, I guess learned off a lot of the older girls who I look up to, and yeah, just try to, I guess, follow their lead and do the best that I can. But I'm just, I guess, excited and grateful to see all the opportunities that are popping up now for the young girls
Yeah, it's
coming through.
fantastic. It really, really is. And it's a
Yes,
big
and
part
just
of our game now.
yeah, and just the quality of the like quality that's coming through as well. It's, you know, like I was fortunate enough to play junior league, and then there was a bit of a gap that I missed out on, and but yeah, just to, I guess, see young girls now who are able to play from, you know, under sixes all the way up, you know, and they don't have to change codes or that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
they're able to develop the same as the boys, and it just makes them better players as well.
So talks about this massive moment here, Jen. 2015 females best player, Daily M Player of the Year. Wow, that's you're an elite company, Jen. Jonathan Thurston, Andrew Johns, all them Cameron Smith, Billy Slater, all them guys have won the male version of the Daily M Player of the Year. You're the first female Daily M Player of the Year. That's massive, mate. That's unbelievable. That must make you feel so
Yeah,
proud.
yeah, it does. You know, that year was a good year. That was my second year playing in the halves for Australia. So yeah, I know. Like I always think about, obviously, the ladies who've gone before me, and you know, sometimes I think, oh, you know, if they hadn't retired the year before or that year, that definitely, you know, I'd be a long shot from getting that, you know, because there's so many of the older girls who definitely deserve to.
You have it at a safe place at home, and you see it quite often, and you think, oh, get goosebumps and that, and you just have little moments.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I just every time I look at it, I'm just like, oh, you know, it just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it's sunk in, you know. So, but yeah, definitely got memories of that and the night, and always still feel the nerves when, you know, I can still feel the nerves when I went up to receive it. So,
Was
but
mum there with you that night, Jen?
no, well, she wasn't actually. My partner was there with me. So, yeah, but mum was there. She was cheering for me, and she was very happy. And yeah, they were watching on telly, and
You would have been
it
enormously
was such.
proud, mate. I know she's a massive, massive supporter of you, and she makes many sacrifices, as does your partner too, mate. So it's one moment
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
you'll cherish for the rest of your life.
yeah, definitely, yeah. So, nah, it was such a good night, and very honoured to have received that. Yeah.
So, mate, moving forward a little bit, tell us what's it feel like to represent Queensland? You've done it a couple times now. Um, what's that kind of feeling? You know, you played in the Queensland versus New South Wales standalone state origin game. What? How did you
Yeah,
feel? What was the week like in camp?
it was it was good. So, you know, the first when I first played for Queensland, it was obviously interstate challenge, and like being able to play alongside the ladies that I did, I was very just eager to learn off them, and I was just honoured to play alongside them. So I guess last year being able to play for Queensland in a state of origin match, there was so much, I guess, more to the build up and the lead up into it. So it was such a great experience. I think every experience is different, but it was good to, after I had baby, to come back and then experience something, I guess, a little bit more, put on a pedestal sort of. This event was a lot more for, I guess, the women's game. It was so great to see, a spotlight put on the women's game for a state of origin match. Yeah.
So you had a year out of the game, didn't you? Once you come back, there, I think, was it around 2016, mate? You had a little girl, beautiful little girl. So you and your partner. So it's been a massive effort for you to work extremely hard and scale the heights once again, second time around.
Yeah. So 2000. So last year, I was just like, Townsville local footy started up for women's, which was really great. So I was just like, this is the opportunity for me to just get some footy under my belt. And, if I make any rep teams, then that's just icing on the cake. So I wasn't sort of really pushing my hardest to make any rep teams, because I just wanted to focus on easing myself back in. But yeah, I got the call up with one of the other great halves, Zahara, who was out injured. So enjoyed the national championships. That was a great weekend. So yeah, really enjoyed that, being back there, and yeah, was fortunate enough to throw on the maroon jersey again.
Yeah, good. So from after that maroon jersey, like we touched on a little bit before, when you made the World Cup's winning side, talk us about that experience, Jen, because you were part of the first Australian women's Gillaroos team to win a World Cup, and I see you primarily playing as a half in rugby league, but that day you played centre, so which you've actually played a little bit in rep footy as a centre. So tell us about that, because that was a massive game changer that day, I believe, for women in rugby league, and it certainly put you on a map, and it was a great reward with from all volunteers, everyone behind the scenes, and it's full credit to you guys.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think our preparation was key to that. So we had 3 camps that year leading into that, and we had it was Paulie, Mick Hancock, and Fletch. So that coaching crew who coached the first Broncos women's team, they coached us that year, and probably one of the best coaching staff that I've been coached under.
Who was your manager? I think one of my great mates, Murray Stelly, was manager, and Maxie was involved as well. 2 great men, aren't they?
Yeah. So we had a really good staff. All the staff that we had on board, they were really great to have around, and the experience that they had as well. But yeah, the way that they prepared us that year was, they pushed us to our limits at those camps, and which is what we needed to, I guess, get over the Kiwi girls. So because they were going for, I think they were going for 5 straight wins. So when we were over in England, they actually had there was a flag up in the final, that had going for 5 straight, so it was always a tough one. And we played a round game against them, and we were both going into the final, so it didn't matter who won that, but they got over us in that. And it was a very tight game. It was back and forth, just they'd score, then we'd score, then they'd score. It was right to the end. It was really tough match.
And talking about international women's rugby league, Jen, you didn't just represent Australia, you've also got to represent your home country of PNG. Tell us about that, mate, because obviously that would have meant another feeling as well for your family, yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I've always been proud of my PNG heritage, and to be able to play for the PNG Orchids. I was just excited. So I was a bit rusty coming back, playing for them. After having Bub didn't play too much footy, so keen to hopefully get another opportunity to play. To play for the PNG Orchids again. So hopefully, if that opportunity arises, definitely we'll be proud to chuck on that jersey again. But I guess it's really great to see the ladies over there being able to get the opportunity to play footy. Rugby league's their sport over there, and it's just great to see their talent coming across. And I wasn't able to be a part of that team that got over the England girls, but I was so excited for them when they won against them.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I can remember watching that clearly, actually. So, Jen, another one of your fantastic achievements last season, feels so long ago at the moment, no rugby league. You represented the Women's Indigenous All-Stars. Talk us about it, mate, because that was a fantastic game. Talk us about the week, because she's learned so much about the culture. You had another North Queensland local, I'll call him now, BJ, coaching the team, I believe. So tell us all about that experience.
Yeah, so that was my second year throwing on the Indigenous All-Stars jersey. And again, like my PNG heritage, very passionate for my Indigenous heritage. So, it's really good to be there for the week, learning more about our cultures. And, a lot of our girls there, we don't know too much about our culture. So being able to be there that week, we're able to embrace it, learn more, learn off the other girls who know a lot about their culture, and able to just feed off each other. And then go out, and I guess what makes it special is being able to go out and play for our people, our mob, and play alongside our sisters and all that sort of stuff. So but it's definitely a week to that I always enjoy and love. And always come back or come away from that week just I guess getting more information and just being able to keep striving.
So, Jen, we move forward to this season now, and you've put in some big time during the off season and that. And I'm going to bring it back up here to show you. You become part of the North Queensland Cowboys Gold Stars, and we see here you leading up, inaugural captain. Tell us about that, because that's very, very exciting. This is a genuine pathway for our North Queensland girls, which I know you're very, very passionate about. Must have been exciting that day running out against Ipswich. Unfortunately, we only had the one game, which is won. So it's a great start for our North Queensland Women Gold Stars. Do you have future plans? Hopefully they become part of the NRLW. You want to lead them into that? Tell us what's happening with you in the future in rugby league, and talks about that Gold Star squad.
Yeah, oh, definitely. You know, that Gold Stars squad, I think, you know, being able to go down south to play against those teams who are just, you know, I know that when I went down and I was living in Brisbane, that was the toughest comp that I played in, you know, in Brisbane. So to be able to go down as North Queenslanders and put up a team and play against them and get over them, you know, I think we laid the platform there, which was, you know, a bit unfortunate that we weren't able to carry on and see how our season would have, you know, where it would have taken us. But I guess you know, we had our first trial match, so we only had one trial game before that to try and prepare, and to be able to go out and you know, get over Ipswich, and just the way I think every girl performed that day was just outstanding. And there's a lot of girls who weren't in that team, or who are just a bit too young to be in that team, who are still coming through. You know, it's just exciting times. So to be able to see, I guess, that platform being laid at that level, I think there's just a bright future ahead for our North Queensland girls. And definitely, you know, with the support from the Cowboys and all the three Intra-Super Cup teams to really, you know, support our girls who were going to play in this competition. Yeah, it was good. So, you know, we had a 6-week pre-season, but yeah, just to, I guess, be able to perform within, you know, those 6 weeks. And our girls always struggle with the logistics. You know, we don't train like the team that played that day. We didn't sort of be able to train week in, week out, you know. So it just goes to show, you know, what North Queenslanders are made of, and all the talent that's up this way. And it's great to see that, you know, the girls don't have to move down to Brisbane. You know, I moved down to Brisbane and was able to, you know, get opportunities through footy and, you know, achieve what I've achieved so far. So it's great to see that, you know, our girls up this way, they don't have to move away from home to be able to reach their goals and what they want to achieve. Yeah.
You certainly touched on the talent about North Queensland, Jen. There's some great young women coming through our ranks. Like, I think we've got a few special ones in our own Townsville Cop up here. You know, the likes of Romy Teitzel, Shania Power, Toto. Then you got down to Mackay, you got Emma Mazelman, Lucretia Mara, another force in the forwards. They're fantastic young women coming through. So, you know, I think you've done a great job in putting North Queensland women's on the map, and I'm excited to see what them girls bring to the table.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, you know, in that, like I said, in that game, you know, a lot of the young girls stood up and, you know, they played a great game. And yeah, there's plenty of girls who are just coming through, young girls who, you know, have been around the game for quite a while now, you know, playing as juniors, just, yeah, definitely coming through. So
Now, you've been a big part of
and
that
it's
as
great to
well.
see.
Sorry, Jen, keep going.
You're right. Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's great to see the young girls, you know, really putting their stamp down and, you know, yeah, putting their name out there, yeah.
So you've been a really big part of that, Jen, with NRL development and promoting, and the QRL, obviously in North Queensland, promoting junior girls and women's rugby league. You work for the NRL as a development officer.
Yeah.
Tell us about your role with them guys and what you do and how you build our women's game up even more.
Yeah. So, you know, not to take any credit away from the guys who, you know, they work hard already, you know, all the NRL development officers and the QRL, you know, everyone playing their part to keep on pushing the female game. But yeah, so my role as part-time while looking after my little one as well was just to look after the female games. So I guess it's the young girls, just trying to provide opportunities for the young girls to be able to play, at that primary school age, be able to play girls versus, girls against girls. Um, and yeah, just provide those opportunities for every girl out there who wants to give it a go, that they can have a chance to play footy.
What's the best piece of advice can you give out to junior girls out there, Jen? Because I know a lot of them around North Queensland definitely look up to you, mate. What's the best thing you can tell them?
Uh, um, well, definitely for rugby league, yeah, just you know, have confidence in yourself, because especially for the young girls coming through, one thing that, I guess as a junior coming through, I was never scared of the boys. So get in there, but rugby league's, yeah, greatest game of all. So it can definitely um, make you the person you are, and teach you life lessons through it. And you make great friends um, and lifelong friends. So yeah, definitely give rugby league
And who's
a go,
been
and
big
yeah,
influence
enjoy
on
it.
you, Jen, in
It's a
rugby
great game.
league? Who's been a big influence on you in your rugby
Definitely.
league and life?
Definitely my mum. So growing up, mum being a single parent, all the sacrifices that she had to make, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, she's definitely always been a big influence. Just trying to, I guess, do better. So yeah, mum's definitely been a big influence. But I guess there's a lot of different people who, I guess, along the way, they've been big influences in my life. So different parts of the journey. Ben Jeffries, he's definitely someone who I always go to for feedback on my game, and just as a player, I guess you're always trying to improve or get better. So being able to go to him and then have him, I guess, coach us for the Indigenous All Stars. Yeah, it was just exciting to be able to, I guess, be coached under him. And then yeah, there's always different people. Renee Kuntz, always able to have a good chat to her, and she gives some great advice I always take in. But yeah, probably family. Family's always been a big part of my journey. My mum, my brothers, and my sister. Yeah, definitely.
Well, we definitely hope we see you playing a lot more rugby league in the future, Jen, especially around Townsville here for the Townsville Brothers women's team. You're very, very strong, and you do a great job in promoting the game in our north. What does the future hold for Jenni Sue Hoepper?
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, trying to keep up with all the young ones coming through. Nah, they're yeah, definitely want to keep playing the game, and just have to see where it takes me. And I guess I've already achieved so much that I never thought I'd be able to achieve. So I guess if I'm enjoying the game, then the price will, it will pay off in the end. If I'm enjoying and playing good footy, then hopefully just still being able to be a part of the representative teams. But there's a lot of great young girls coming through, and yeah, just excited to see, I guess, all the other young girls in North Queensland excel, and yeah, excited for them. I guess I'm enjoying playing footy, and yeah, just excited to be able to put on those jerseys. But I guess for me, I'm more excited for all the young girls and what they can gain from experiencing playing for certain teams, or just excelling.
Well, I'm sure the whole of North Queensland and the rugby league fraternity from all women out there would like to thank you, Jen, and thank you for your role being that great ambassador, trailblazer of North Queensland Women's Rugby League, and what you've done to set up these genuine pathways for our junior girls and women's to come through now. So we genuinely thank you, mate. And I can't thank you enough. You've been a great friend for a while now throughout North Queensland footy, mate. And I get great honour in watching you achieve what you do, Jen, because I know you work extremely hard. Thank you for sharing your rugby league story with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. And,
Thanks for having me.
It's all good, mate. Anytime. You're an absolute superstar of our women's game. So once again, I thank you, and I really look forward to what you further achieve in our great game of women's rugby league.
No worries. Thanks for having me.